What's happening, self helpers, and welcome to Self Help Yourself, the number one self help channel dedicated to becoming the best version of yourself. And every week, here we inspire you through the power of psychology to make you the best version of yourself in any area of your life right now. In the last videos, we discussed what self talk is and how it affects you in different situations. In this video, we're going to dedicate our time to understanding the 5 self talk tips that you need to know to improve your performance. Alright, so tip number 1, where do you begin? Well, start off by journaling your self talk for about 1 week after your practice and after your competition. So, two separate sets of journals that you need to write down and maintain over a period of time if you want to see the best results. And what you exactly need to do is assess what percentage of your self talk is positive or negative. So, again, we're trying to bring our self talk into awareness. That's the whole point of this first exercise. So, ask yourself once you've written all of this down, when do you engage in positive or negative self talk? Do you engage in more negative self talk than positive self talk? And what are those specific circumstances? I'm talking about a very specific timeline that follows. Is there a particular time in a particular round that you're playing in, or is it only during practice or during playing particular tournaments? This is something that you need to identify as to when you engage in positive or negative self talk. Is it those initial rounds that you face difficulty with, or is it moving further and further into the competition? Tip number 2, we've already identified our negative self talk, and now our goal is to transform it into something positive. How can you go about changing this negative self talk into positive self talk in future competitions? Well, start off by talking more positively, and that is exactly what tip number 2 is, changing negative to positive. So start to reframe your negative aspects of yourself into something more positive. View it from a positive point of view as a source of strength that you can change and sustain. And tip number 3 is to talk to yourself before, during, and after the match. Again, we're changing the internal dialogue that you have with yourself. So another way is to, actually talk to yourself, physically talk to yourself. A lot of things keep running through our minds, but we rarely translate that into, verbal or vocalizing what is exactly running through our mind. So just talk to yourself about it during, before, and after the match. And prior to the match, what I suggest is you engage in the right kind of self talk. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever gone into a match, thinking that, I'm going to lose this, there's no point giving it my best effort? You want to do this a little differently. How do you feel when you feel pumped up, when you feel energized and you feel motivated? This is the kind of frame of mind you want to bring yourself into when you go into a competition. So set yourself up mentally before the match this way. And during the match, between the points, take that little extra second, those extra few seconds that you need to set yourself up for the point. One of the things that you can actually do is go into a little small routine for yourself, maybe get closing your eyes and getting yourself into focus right before the point actually begins. So doing things like this in between the match can be really helpful for you. After that, following the points, say, saying things to yourself that reinforce the positive things that you already did. Again, that adds on to the self talk or that internal dialogue that is going to reflect moving ahead. So along with that, you've had your performance before, during, and after the match evaluated. Now it's time to do something that you probably aren't accustomed to. How do you actually go about this process of changing your internal dialogue. And one of the techniques that I really like is positive affirmations. Engaging in positive affirmations and declarations to yourself, that transforms how you think and feel in different situations. So, making statements to yourself and repeating them over and over again. For example, we do this by framing the statements in a positive light. So, I am getting good. I am strong. Repeat this to yourself time and again, over 5 to 10 times if that's what it takes. Repeating this ultimately changes your internal dialogue and removes that negative self talk. And the more you engage in this, the more regularly you do it, the more likely you are to ultimately experience more positive self talk in most situations versus negative self talk. So, I've already made a video on positive affirmations and how to make them. I suggest you check that out. I'll link it up right here. You can go check out that video and start engaging in positive affirmations that are going to transform how you look at the world. And lastly, tip number 5, we usually negate the importance of this, but let me tell you, it's essential to how you perform, and that is loving yourself. Love yourself and truly accept yourself for who you are. Remember this, that you are one unit, you are one body, and you are one soul. And if your self talk is ever going to be healthy, if any of these techniques that I've been talking about are going to be beneficial for you, it is essential for you to lay the foundation with that self love. And do not ever forget this. Don't let even an ounce of negativity encroach upon the person whom you are, right? So while it might seem essential to berate yourself, scold yourself for all these silly little things that we end up doing sometimes, yeah, we can forgive ourselves and we can focus on enjoying who we are as people and allowing that negativity to flow out of our body, because at heart, remember, we are positive, we are achievers, and we are healthy people looking to get even more healthy. And what's the benefit of this? We use that positivity that we have within ourselves and it reflects, it starts to affect other people, and that in turn leads to us being more positive. Have you ever walked into a room when you felt really positive and then immediately that person feels positive and happy too? That's the power of self love. So, love yourself, enjoy that fact that you are now positive, engaging in more and more positive self talk. Once you start to make these changes, you will start to see the benefits. So, enjoy those benefits, feel more positive, talk to yourself in a positive way, and always view yourself in a positive light. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little playlist that I made for you about self talk. If you want to learn more about psychology and how to inspire yourself in any area of your life, particularly sports or lifestyle, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on bell notifications to never miss another video. Until next time, guys, let me know what you want to see on this channel and I'll do my best to put it out for you. This is Vikram signing off and I'll see you in the next session.